Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. My name is Erica and I cannot wait to jump into today's video because it's going to be another crafty storage slash organizational video, which I know you guys love. But today I am going to be finally showing you guys how I store all of my Car Freshie supplies. So if you're ready for some Car Freshie storage inspiration, then keep watching. All right, you guys, so as you guys know, I do a ton of Car Freshie related content because I make a ton of Car Freshies for my small business. So over the past couple of years, I've been making Car Freshie tutorials for you guys. I've probably gotten every question under the sun related to Car Freshies, but I feel like I always get asked, how do you store your scented aroma beads? How long can you keep them for? But more recently, I specifically got a comment that was basically asking where I store all of my Car Freshie supplies. So without further ado, I'm gonna take you guys on a little field trip. So through my kitchen, yes, I keep everything next to my kitchen. I have a home gym where I have some workout equipment and machines that I should probably use more. But in my little gym area, I have this weird nook corner that was like just dead space. So I wanted all of my Car Freshie stuff to be really close to my kitchen because you have to bake Freshies, and I didn't want to have to lug all of that stuff up and down the stairs from my craft room every single time I made Freshies. So I made a random little area that I call the Freshie Corner. But as you guys can see, this is where I keep all of my Car Freshie supplies. So I'm gonna give you guys a quick little tour, show you guys how I store everything, and hopefully give you guys some ideas for your Car Freshie storage. So to start the tour off, I guess I'll show you guys the pegboards first. So as you can see, I have all of my cookie cutters displayed on these pegboards. Originally, I could fit one on each peg, and that was nice, but obviously the more Car Freshies I've made over the years, I've just accumulated quite a collection of cookie cutters. So now I have 2 cookie cutters per peg. I believe these are 2-inch pegs, so they hold 2 cookie cutters snugly on them. But this is honestly the best freaking way I have ever stored my cookie cutters. I have gone through, you know, like the clear shoe boxes with the white lids that you can get from Dollar Tree. I used to keep them in those, and they were on like a tall bookshelf at first, and that was just such a pain in the butt to have to like pull down all the boxes to get to the one that you wanted. And then I still had to dig through the box to find the cookie cutter that I actually needed. And then I got some like toy storage bins that I also got from the Dollar Tree, and they're like stackable ones that don't have lids, and you can just like reach in and grab something. And those were a lot better than the boxes, but I still just wanted it to be even easier to be able to grab whatever cookie cutter I needed and then get to work, right? So then I had the idea to put them on a pegboard, and I've been doing this ever since, and I'm so glad that I decided to do that. So I basically have my cookie cutters grouped by category. So that first row up there is kid cookie cutters, and then the next few rows after that are animals. Then I have some men's cookie cutters, and then I have like my boho farmhousey cookie cutters down below because those are more popular. So I kind of have like the ones that I barely use more towards the top, and then the ones that are more popular towards the bottom. And then over here, I have all of my seasonal cookie cutters. So you have like St. Patrick's Day and Easter, Valentine's Day, Halloween, Christmas, and then my summer cookie cutters. And then down here, I have all of my tools. So I have my pliers to take out my roofing nails when I need it, my good scissors, and then I have a bucket full of just like random things. So like spoons to divvy out the aroma beads. I have like mica pigment powder spoons in here. I have an expo marker, and then I have like random like little brushes to decorate the Freshies with. And then in the next bucket, I have hot glue sticks with my hot glue gun on this drill holder that I got for my pegboard. And then I have my oven mitt here, my measuring cups here. I have all of my roofing nails in this little bin that's on my pegboard here. And then I took one of those like ribbon or paper towel holders that are meant for pegboards, and I put all of my ribbon on it, including my elastic cord there. That's everything that's on the pegboard. And then down here, I got this 9 cube shelf at Target, I believe. I think it was around 50 bucks. I could be wrong, but I just absolutely love the height of this because I can just stand here and use this as like a workspace if I need to. But it also is the perfect amount of space to hold the rest of my supplies. So all of the bins I got from Dollar Tree. In this bin, I have all of my chunky glitters that I use to decorate my car freshies. In this bin, I have all of the bags that I keep my car freshies in. I have some elastic cord that's already tied and ready to go down there. And then next to that bin, I have a folder that I keep all of my scent labels in. So anytime I need to label a bag that I just put a new car freshie in, I have all of my labels printed out in here ready to go. So anytime I do a new scent, I just print out a label sheet, stick it in this folder, and then it just stays on that shelf with my bags so that they are ready to be labeled as soon as I make the freshie. And then in this bin, I have all of my mica pigment powders. And then in this bin, I just have some extra ribbon that wouldn't fit there. And some of them I already have up there. So these are just like my extra ribbon inventory. And then in this bin, I have all of my puffy paint that I decorate my freshies with. In this bin, I have all of my florals. Each different type of flower is in its own Ziploc bag. So I can just kind of sift through, grab the flowers that I need, and then they are ready to go on the freshies. And then in the basket below it, I have all of my silicone molds in there because obviously you can't hang those. And you also don't want to deform the shape of them. So I just keep them all laying in there. In this next bin, I just have a bunch of extra fragrance oils that are like really small. They're kind of a pain to keep up on the shelf up there where all my other fragrance oils are. But these are just like those little trial size ones. So I just keep all of those in here. And then in this last bin, this is all of my extra decoration stuff that doesn't really fit in the other cubes. So I have all of my wooden beads here. I have some like seasonal decorations, my little star bees lids, bobbers, vent clips, and feathers in there. So that's all just like miscellaneous decorations that I don't use as much down there. So that's the cube shelf. Absolutely love this thing. Next to it, I keep all of my nonstick cooking sheets right there. And then moving right along, I have these wire racks that I got from Home Depot. Each wire rack has 4 shelves on it. So I have 4 sets of racks up here. So on this left-hand side, these are all of my aroma beads that I already have scented in their mason jars. Because I get a ton of questions on how you store your beads, I keep them all in the mason jars that I scented them in. But I like to label my jars, and I always write the date on them with an Expo marker, or sometimes I'll put a piece of masking tape on there and I'll just write on that. But I do like to keep the date on there because kind of how, you know, food has expiration dates, I feel like your aroma beads should have an expiration date. The longer you have your scented aroma beads just sitting there, not being used, I do feel like the scent kind of slowly fades the older the aroma beads are. So I try not to keep my beads for longer than 2 months. So for example, back to this jar, this one says 9/8. So I have until 11/8 to use those beads. And if some beads are older than 2 months, typically those are the beads that I use for like my personal car freshies or like free freshies that I give to my family members and stuff. Because obviously if you're selling car freshies, you don't want to be giving an old car freshie that's been baked and that barely smells anymore to a paying customer. You know what I mean? So if they are older than 2 months, I bake them for myself or for my family and friends when I just like give car freshies away. Because typically when they get to about 2 months, the jars start looking a lot like this, where you barely have enough beads to even bake a single car freshie unless it's like a vent clip or something. So that's why I like to do that. And then moving right over here to these other 2 wire racks, I have all of my fragrance oils going up, and then I have some empty mason jars ready to be used up there. Okay, and then right around the corner from my Freshie Corner, I have this Rubbermaid tote right here that I store all of my aroma beads in. So I do this for a few reasons. Anytime I buy aroma beads, I usually am buying them in bulk because as you guys know, I obviously make car freshies for my small business, but I also sell those car freshie starter kits. I use the same beads that I sell in my starter kits, so I buy them in a very large amount. So I have these Rubbermaid totes filled with aroma beads, and whenever I get them, I'll just dump them in these boxes and I'll leave them setting without the lid on so that they can completely air out for like several weeks until they no longer have like that Elmer glue vinegary smell to them anymore. Now, I will say if you are buying a large quantity of aroma beads like I am, I do recommend airing them out in layers. So what I mean by that is I will pour probably, I don't know, like a 4-inch layer of beads in this box at a time. I'll let that air out for several weeks, and then I'll add another 4-inch layer of beads and let that air out, and then add another layer and let that air out. So I just do that until I've emptied out the whole box of beads, and then they're all in this Rubbermaid container and they're all evenly aired out. So I just want to mention that in case any of you guys are buying bulk aroma beads like I am. So I have one box of aroma beads upstairs in my craft room for my car freshie kits, but then I also keep this box down here for my car freshies so that I don't have to run up and downstairs to get beads for either one of my businesses. So whenever I'm ready to scent some beads for my small business, you know, all my stuff's right here. I just grab a mason jar, come over here, scoop up some beads with my little scooper that I have in here, and then I can take it over here, set it on my cube shelf that I have, and then add my fragrance oil and my mica pigment powder. So with that being said, I just love storing the aroma beads in these boxes because it just makes it super easy to get in and out of. Like I said, I love having the lid so that I can air them out as I need to, but then once they're aired out, I put the lid on and they're good to go. So yeah, that is how I store all of my car freshie supplies. That's where I'm going to leave you guys today. I hope you enjoyed today's video as much as I did. If you did like it, please let me know by giving me a big thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, or I inspired some car freshie organization for you guys, let me know down below in the comments. And if you're watching this video and you're not already subscribed to my channel, make sure you click that subscribe button so that you don't miss out on any of my future videos. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys next time.